Welcome to Let's Talk. Hello, my friends. I just thought I'd drop in because this is such a profoundly transformational moment. And that is both good and bad and everything in between that we can't fully comprehend at this moment. It's an understatement to say that we are living in a time of massive disruption. AI is moving faster than our systems. It's upending our systems, our governments, and most of our minds cannot handle just the speed of everything, the amount of content, the technology that moves faster than we can even comprehend. And it is easy to feel like we are not just falling behind, but falling away from the world, or the world is falling away from us, or the world is being remade while we are in it. And it always has been, but this time it's different. Like we're being asked to adapt to something we can't even clearly define. But here's what I want you to remember, especially if you are in a stage and state of your life in your mind where you are feeling extraordinarily disoriented. Humans are built to adapt. We are hardwired. It's in our DNA. We've done it over and over and over again, thousands and thousands of years through war, migration, collapse, creation. It's in us. But of course, this is different. This time, we have made the very thing that is disrupting us. The real challenge is we don't know what we are adapting to. We are experiencing things that we cannot even put language to. It's camouflage and warfare all at the same time. That's what's making this moment so discombobulating. We're preparing for a future that has yet to fully reveal itself. But while we are racing to keep up with tech and the disruption, we need to remember something critical. I know that many will balk at this. I was talking to someone very close to me just this morning, which is what inspired me to jump on the pod or into the pod, who was saying the opposite of me. They were saying this is a time to be afraid, that they have a hard time being optimistic in this moment. But hear me out for a moment. And I just want to explore an idea with you, a thought, a notion. AI can't replace the full experience of being human. AI is born of us. I understand that there are engineers and scientists who believe that AI will one day soon be sentient or some form of that. I don't believe it because I believe we are part of something bigger than we can even understand. AI cannot replace the full experience of being a human being. It can't hold grief. It doesn't feel awe. It can't experience intuition. It can predict. It can pattern. It can observe. But it can't understand the sacred rhythm of being alive and a part of someone, of something, others. This mystery, this space that we inhabit, it's unknown to us, and maybe that's why we're so afraid, because we ourselves do not understand ourselves. And I think this is where this space, this conversation has value beyond sharing ideas of other people and creating space to have a conversation. We are forgetting that our existence is not fully understood. One of the things I do in the process, in every space, is explore the bridge, the intersection between well-being, science, technology, and our humanness. I think for a long time, it was hard to explain that. But now I feel that most people understand something of this because we are living in between these worlds. And even though we have grown up in silos, we understand that a human is not an entity unto itself, that we are a part of others. And so our ability to adapt isn't a technicality. It is an integration of our mental, emotional, and spiritual process. It is what we do. We are integration. Right now, one of the biggest struggles people are facing isn't about how to understand what AI is or how to use AI or keep up with AI. There's no keeping up with it. It's about our identity. And I'm not talking about our superficial identities. I'm not talking about the categories that we put each other in and the abstract, superficial definitions we attach to people. I'm talking about the age-old question. Who am I now? Who am I becoming? What do I mean to others? What do they mean to me? It seems to me that part of the mental health crisis is about this very question. We've become very good at performative wellness. We've become very effective at great posts and brands that monetize talking about well-being and representing well-being. But at the very same time, our attention span is being eroded. We spend less time with each other. We spend a lot of time being voyeurs and looking at each other and comparing ourselves to one another or judging because we are devaluing the true characteristics of beingness. Part of beingness is our connection, and there's an uncomfortable truth. Maybe swiping and scrolling and consuming endless content, maybe it's not just harmful, but it is a deregulation of our humanness. Perhaps it's reshaping how our minds operate, distancing us from ourselves, and in doing so, distancing ourselves from each other. Maybe it's making us voyeurs in our own life instead of participants who feel, who can touch, who can receive. And what does this have to do with AI? Well, you see, we're nervous about AI because we don't even understand ourselves. And just like 30 years ago when the internet and technology really started to get going, it was created by a small group of people and it was unregulated and they didn't even know really what they were creating. We've done the same thing again. Repeat, press repeat, press repeat. So here we are in this dilemma that we've created, saying we're not sure what will be. And maybe our unwellness is about our disconnection. And while AI is accelerating everything externally, we are losing our internal ability to know ourselves and not have people know us, but to know others without words and without seeing, but presence. You see, attention, stillness create intimacy. And because we are all embedded, or should I say embedded in us, is this unbelievable, unseeable imagination and creativity. And because we have taken it for granted and valued it or devalued it so much, called it soft or feminine or not as important as the hard stuff, we've not done the work. We're not doing the work. In school, we teach kids about identity and not being bullied, but we don't teach them about love, because that's not appropriate. We don't teach them that they're spiritual beings because that's a subjective, we say. But perhaps the reason these attributes have grown and that we've spent centuries opining and thinking and meditating and praying about these pieces is because that is who we are. That is what we make, and that it's serendipity and intuition and unplanned and unconscious, but born from something deeper and greater and bigger than us. I could wax on all day about this and probably will, but I don't accept that we should be afraid of AI. I don't accept that we should be dictated to by what we have been creating and making by a small group of people. Hopefully that's expanding. It is expanding. That's a conversation for another day. But today I want to encourage you to reclaim your attention, to step away from the phone, step away from this mega computer that you're carrying in your hand, step away from the noise and spend some time with a tree. Spend some time breathing with another person, not just by yourself. Spend some time wondering, not needing to have an answer, so that you can rewire this assault that is happening, rewire our nervous system, build presence, reach out to someone else today. someone you like, someone you love, someone you care about, let them know that you love them, that you like them, that you appreciate them. I called 5 people this morning. I didn't text them, I called them. And every person that answered the phone, I have to tell you, was a bit surprised, because also I just called to say hi, that I like them, I love them, or appreciate them, or that I'm thinking about them. That's our medicine. We are each other's medicine. We have to start choosing ourselves and choosing each other over and over again, so that we can trust one another, so that we can support one another, so that we can create intimacy with one another that isn't about sex. It's about connection. It isn't about consuming. It's about being. It's about listening and looking in someone's eyes and them looking in yours and being able to hold each other's attention. And we don't have to be perfect. We just have to be. We have to be. And that understand that our suffering right now, our collective mental illness, is about our disconnection from one another, about sitting on perches and judging and watching and becoming voyeurs of each other and even of our lives instead of being in the life. You know, this might be a strange thing. There's this movement to encourage couples to sleep separately. There's lots of people talking about it on their podcasts and in their memes and Instagrams and TikToks and so forth, about the value of getting a good night's sleep. And there's scientists talking about how healthy it is, and it's a throwback to the past. I'm going to tell you something really personal. It's going to embarrass my husband and maybe my kids, but they don't listen to this show, so they don't listen to my podcast, so it's okay. But my favorite thing of the day is to sleep with my husband, to twist and turn like a rotisserie chicken, but to be beside him, to feel him, to breathe with him. It is my favorite thing. And I think there is something wrong when a society wants you to even be disconnected from the one you have committed your life to. That we are normalizing disconnection rather than creating ways to be together and to value loving each other. As I said, I could go on about this. And it started off about AI. And what does AI have to do with it? It has everything to do with it. Everything to do with it, because as we say, we don't know what's happening. We don't know what's coming. That has a lot to do with the fact that we don't know who we are right now. We don't know who we are with each other. And that's the truest problem. We can't trust each other. Listen, wherever you are today, whatever you're doing, understand that connection matters. It's not only about your self-care and your individual wellness. It's about our collective connection. Maybe swipe a little less today, and maybe talk to a stranger, but more importantly, talk to someone you love and care about. And notice the value that brings you, and understand that your presence brings value to others. Really hear me when I say this. It's not just about what others bring to you. It's that your presence, not your money, not your looks, not your job, not your title, but you bring value to others. And when you know that, that's a game changer. That's a prescription for health. That's a prescription for less loneliness. That's a prescription to be present and to be here, for us to be the bridge to each other, for this unknown world that we are creating. Wherever you are, my friends. Again, be well, be present. Understand that you are something else, something good. And of course, if you need support and help, reach out and let's talk. I'm Coach Che Marville, and until next time, be love.